tech is primarily, a community that's global. So, our company, we have developers in the United States, we have developers that are outside of the United States. Microsoft, Google, Facebook, all the same. So I think that it's not so much an import of jobs. Right now there are 500,000 computer science roles that are going unfilled in the United States because we don't have qualified people here to fill them. And frankly, if I was the president for a day, if I was President-elect Trump, I'd try to figure out how to manage both the student visa program and the H1-B visa program so I don't move students that have successfully graduated out of the country, and that I can actually get people into the country more easily, because those jobs are not going to be filled immediately until we have education systems that can get computer science further along and get more folks that are actually in those roles professionally today.
Blake, it would seem that the priority of the incoming administration is less about keeping the highly educated immigrants in our country and more about the workers in our country already, making sure that they are trained to have their skills be relevant in the workforce today. Do you see that happening, and how would that happen?
Well, I think it's hard to turn everybody, every worker that's going to be displaced by automation into a programmer. I do believe that those same tools that are displacing workers, whether it's displacing workers overseas or it's displacing workers in the United States through automation, that same automation, whether it's AI, whether it's machine learning, can actually allow small independent ventures to thrive by themselves and have some of the big advantages that larger companies exist or get from those tools. So we see little folks starting businesses in the US because tools are more accessible. And that's back to John's question earlier about whether we think that the technology is affecting folks' ability to get online quicker, to actually use those tools and sort of narrow that digital divide. I think that's happening, and I think part of the HEG acquisition is about broadening our footprint in Europe, getting in a position where we can actually start providing those capabilities across the European continent.
Hey, Blake, it's Carl. A lot of political turnover, obviously, in Europe, in Italy and France and the UK. Do you see any of that having an inhibiting effect on new business creation?
No, we don't, Carl. Well, I've talked about this before, but we in the United States and throughout the globe, we have this odd resilience in our business model. We're not counter-cyclical, but what happens is when folks see something starting to go south and they believe that they might actually lose their job or be displaced from a large business, they tend to bootstrap and go do something themselves. For us, that means they have an idea, they go get a domain name, they go try to stand up a website, but they start taking action that allows them to rely on themselves and not have to rely on whether it's a government, whether it's a large company. They start making that trade-off to say, I'm going to go make this investment myself. And through 2007, 2008, we saw this in spades in our business where we really didn't have any effect in a down economy. And I think that we're going to see the same thing, whether it's Italy, whether it's Brexit, whether it's Spain. We're still seeing a lot of good activity and growth there.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.